What I like to do when I come in a session, I like to just play what I've been working on and just get the sonics right. And then we're gonna start from scratch and just make something. See what we come up with, just have fun. Let the music guide us in this sweet old session of today. Let's see how this sonic sounds. Let's play this. Let's see how this sonic sounds. How do you keep the right people around you in your community? It has to be a community of music. There's no right or wrong to communicating and sharing. It's just, do they have the same love as you? And if they don't have the same love as you, why is you communicating with them, you know? And if they you can sit on the phone or on the text, talk about stuff for hours, and you were like, yo, we were talking about music for like an hour, or this drum pattern, or teaching the notes. And you're like, dang, this is our life. And when you got that type of person, the community builds. Now watch Fetty. See?
What's the tempo on this one?
81.
What is it?
81. Woo! Watch the trade out. See? We getting warmed up. See, that sound make me feel like I'm on the beach. It's too, you know? Yeah.
What tempo's that? 81?
81. I never was that great in school. I'm sitting here admit, like, reading, like, my thing was, like, even talking to you. It's hard for me to talk about music. It's something that, because I can express it more than talking about it. Like, if I said, ooh, the bass line. Okay, what? And somebody might be smart, a quarter note, no. That's how I talk. I can't do the high intellect, quarter note, minor to this to, no, it should move like this. What? And then, you know, it's people who know all the intelligence of music talk. But when I come in like, no, you don't hear it's off, move it back a grid, move it this way. Huh? It's gonna be off the grid. It's gonna move a certain way, trust me. So they'll move it, but their musical theory and you know, how they see it on the screen or the computer don't match up to how I see it in my brain. And then when I get to show them, how you know that? Because I just mimic, I need you to mimic what I just did. It might don't look right on the screen, but it's going to feel right. Oh, I get it. So I talk with my mouth, with sounds from my mouth. Like if I say I want to sound like that. Oh, okay. It's like a clap. So I'm not a very descriptive person. I gotta do what you call it. What's that? Charade. So I gotta do it that way. Okay. So Fetty, what is that sound that you just played over top of that?
It's actually, let me play you the sound without effects.
See that?
So it's actually kind of a bell.
Thank you.
And then you add some effects to it. This one is sort of a distortion. It actually emulates a thing called Speak and Tell. It was like a computer that used to like speak, you can write on it, and in the 80s people used it. And someone made a plugin that emulates that. So it messes with the sound. And then I added this thing, it's a sidechain. So it's making the sound go up and down. Then we have a delay. Gives a little tail, little EQ.
See?
So that's why it sounds like that. But it's a simple sound.
Very simple, but complex. And then we hit it. So, I'm gonna do one more, play one more, get everything warmed up, and then we'll do something from scratch, see what we come up with. See how Fetty just added on. Angel's more complex. He like to sequence it all and then play it back. So his memory bank, he takes what the melody is and he already hears it. So as I move on to something else, he already has what was there and he's creating the whole thing around from the idea that I just played. And he'll play it back and say, can you pull up that other beat? I got something for it. That's how it usually works. You know, so getting the vibe right, then we'll start. Then whatever he create in his thing, I could create something totally different. That's how we usually do it, right? So I'm just letting him create, and he might play a sound after I load up this other one while me and Fetty just jamming out, see what he come up with, then I'll make a start from scratch, maybe let Angel start it's like a band leader, let him take the role instead of me taking the role, and we see what we come up from there. I'm just having fun. I'm in the music. I'm just enjoying the time and just letting the music take me over and just being loud with it, just coming up with creative stuff. Me and Fetty, Angel, just bouncing ideas, showing what I would do, just having fun, stuff like, like rap. You see what I'm saying? See, I like taking trash cans. You hear that? Those are like bills from a garbage disposal, trash cans, and rakes. Look at the beautiful sound that it made. And then you get a rapper say, yee, 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 yee. Let me tell you, where I got these sounds from my rake, from my backyard, from my lake. I just went all across the world with the states. And then I add this motherfucking 808, here we go. Always think of the next rhythm. If you hear something, it could be a tight right. You know what I'm saying? You're like, man. And then it's like if I'm out with you and I hear you like you clacking on your, drinking a coffee, whatever you're doing. And if you click in the cup and you're like, then you're thinking like how I would think, because that's what I would do. It's like the least expected, like you have to get on somebody's nerve and be like, why you always mumbling in your mouth, making sound? Then you thinking like me. That's how you think like me. You have to be open to just always dedicating yourself to new ideas, evolving. I can wake up, if the waves, if I'm by the house and I'm on the water, I hear the waves, it can move a certain way. And I'm like, to me in my head, I was like, ooh. So I might record it on my phone. I'm like, do y'all hear that? Is it a rhythm? So I put a snap to it. I don't hear that. Okay, let me put the snap to it. How did you hear that? I said, I don't know. It was moving to a currency that made me find a different hop or a different bounce or something. You have to be open to just like meditation, just clearing your mind and just be engulfed in music. and sound. And music is not like listen to a song a day. I'm talking about just listen to your surroundings. Listen to what's around you. If you notice, okay, it's hi-hats and just percussions. And you gotta let the hi-hats and percussion in the junkyard boogie just take you over. And you see how this part, the bells are very complex. The bass is the simpleness. So this part is all that going on. So it's all that is a rhythm. So with that being, so I just vibe to that for a minute and like, okay, now it's so many ways you can go on it. So I do a hi-hat to give me where I want to go, and then I say, okay, what's the simplicity in it? So I say, oh, here's the bass. Hey. But the bells are doing something totally different. I'm just bouncing boom, boom, boom. See, I just like to play with the space. See, I'm gonna do it with my hands. Hi. 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 Hey. 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 You know, that it's just that simple, you know. Just having fun with it, trying to take something simplistic, something complex and make it as simplistic. That's like the whole key to it. And the junkyard with the bells and the rakes and all that stuff going on with the effects on it gives it like it's another rhythm inside a rhythm. An example of what I thought was great sonic innovation was Dirt Off Your Shoulder, Are You That Somebody, My Love. Sonically, those records, on My Love, just that rhythm haven't been heard. Try Again, the bass, just moving all over the place, but the rhythm, and if I just gave you the bass line, it wouldn't have been a hit. That's why I'm trying to tell you about an orthodox rhythm. One rhythm is doing this. Then I brought it down to the beat. So when it got to that, you, so it's like complex meets simplicity, you know? So that record, I knew it was special because it was complex and simplicity all in one. Get Your Freak On, complex and simplicity all in one. Your first reaction. If I just play you the guitar first, your first reaction. That's your first, probably most normal people maybe reaction to clap. The clap. But you know, I play with the rhythm to make you bob a different, then put in the little tablas. What I learned from this culture, just going across the world and adding all those elements, like making a great gumbo, you know, and I knew it was a special product. Dirt Off Your Shoulders, it was a tape machine string that sound mono, and I knew it was, I'm like, I ain't heard this before. I was like, it just sounds fresh. And I just put the beat to it, make sure the beat knocked. And I knew it just was a special sonic. I knew that, I didn't know if they was hits, I just knew the sonics was special. And that's why I try to look for a special sonic. So when you playing your record, not saying somebody else's records is other people's records are great, but when you get to, it's like if everybody stands up in line and play their track. When somebody play, whoa, whoa. So you know it's like, your turn. Your sonics better be right, because you want to make them be like, what the freak is that?